Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Nevertheless Commentaries. I'm your host, Sipon of Sipon Sports, your favorite Ank on the net. Sundowns just smashed Imoromo Gallants and collected all three points with 3 goals to 1. I think it was a beautiful game. It was an end-to-end type of a game, very, very open game. But Sundowns collected the maximum points, and those 3 points ensured that Sundowns is on top of the league, 2 points clear ahead of Orlando Pirates. And also, if you look in terms of goal difference, Sundowns has a little bit of an edge. So it's a pressure for Amabagania. Before we get to the game, the last volley by Utebo Homkwena went straight to the heart of Amabagania, and I attest to that. It hurts. Let's us Google that volley by Utebo Homkwena on the 92nd minute. It hurt. It went straight to the heart of all the Buccaneers. So, congratulations to the Sundowns. Congratulations to Miguel Cardoso, the technical team. The players, Sundowns, congratulations. I think they fought for this one. As I've said, the game was very, very open. It was anybody's game to take. But the Sundowns fought very, very hard to actually grab maximum points out of this game. So for them, with the grind that they put Namhlanje to actually ensure that they win this game, I think they need a round of applause. Now back to the game. If you look at the lineup again, lineup is Sundowns. Uronwen 1-4-1-4-1. Uronwen uYohannes noCubido is central pairing yakhona question mark. Pasadine fullback, Nomdunyela fullback, another question mark. Coming into the middle, I end a single pivot, playing with Santos, no Rosinho. All these 3 players are offensive players, not defensive players. So defensively, there are a lot of question marks when it comes to these 3 Ofukadoso that he put in Namhlanje. There are a lot of question marks defensively, but offensively, they good. Now, Matthews, who other saves, you know, is always going to attack inside, play that number 10 role, and he's always going to find a pass, a beautiful pass that is going to prove a game-deciding type of a pass. So Matthews, on and off, sometimes he's good, sometimes not so good. So he needs something that will actually usher his game to the next level and be an impactful player that he's supposed to be at Imawele Sundowns. Leon, Namhlanje, not much of him, but he had some great actually chances to actually scored. But John Arupi was very, very brilliant in that goal, especially in the first half. He made sure that he kept the scores respectful, because we went into the halftime with 1-1 draw. Kudos to John Arupi. He was a key. His key performances in that goal made sure that the game here we have time with a score 1-1, a respectable score. Now, if you look at the lineup, on the other hand, Imoromo Gallants, it's 1-4-2-3-1. Umaro is the striker, and Ndlovu Mabuza, a center, Utumbia Nomanaka. Then in the back, Unube fullback, Nontianti fullback, Uskosana no Aknikoi, a central pairing yakon. And there were a lot of question marks on the first half between the central pairing yakon, Aknikoi, Nosikosana, and they were caught on 6s and 7 in many instances. Luckily, John Arupi was alert to make sure that he saves the mistakes, because there were some high school mistakes, and also Tumbia Nomanaka that were on 6s and 7 in terms of making sure that they protect their defense. Though, if you look at the game, Imoromo Gallants began the game wanting to play a low block and then actually try and counter Sundowns on transitional football, which was not going to be easy, because if you look at the player like Ndlovu and Maro were also on their half, so it was going to be hard to actually counter Sundowns from their own half all the way to Ronan Williams. So they were playing actually to the hands of Imamule Sundowns. Now, looking at the game now, how it started. If you look at the first probably 5 minutes, Sundowns was very aggressive. Imoromo Gallants falling back, and somehow when the game began, he looked like he was going to break, but unfortunately he came back into the game and played a very, very key role in terms of making sure that he keeps his line or his position intact in terms of his defense. So if you look at the goals that were scored, I don't think any of those goals were of the mistakes of India. Though he was hurt from early minutes of the game, but he came back and redeemed himself and be one of the key players in that field of play. That's my opinion. Now, the Sundowns look weak defensively, especially on set pieces. Now, coming back to Sundowns looking weak on set pieces. If you look at a player like Ayande, Santos, or Rezino, they're not giving you nothing defensively. And at the same time, Pasadine, Johannes, Cubido, Nomtunyel are the players that are going to need to attack high balls upon set pieces. But sometimes, because of the man marking, it left somehow Sundowns vulnerable in front of the box. Hence, I'm saying they looked a little bit vulnerable on set plays, and I think Imorumo Gallants didn't capitalize on that. 2, if you look at their center pairing with Cubido and Johannes, they were stretched too much, in my opinion, and that was a weakness, because if they stretch too much, they leave Ayande between them, or else Rezino between them. That's a weakness, because that player defensively doesn't give you nothing. Now, if they are stretched and then they're pushing Umtunyelwa, no Pasadine up too high down the lines, there's also a weakness that way, because there are spaces that you can exploit. If Sundowns try to build from the back, if you press them, Johannes Cubido best stretch and trying to play Ayande, who's not very good defensively, there might be something that is coming out of that, and that what I thought, coach should see this and actually exploit it, because there's a weakness Kule Memorial Sundowns, and since they don't have a defensive central midfielder, that's what they should exploit, especially a player like Undondlo and Omaro Abakona Lapaya, Umanaka supporting them, and also Ndlovu attacking in to make sure that they exploit those spaces, pressing Sundowns and forcing them to make mistakes alongside Tumabo, forcing them to make mistakes. Maybe they might get something out of this. That's what I was thinking sitting here, looking at the Sundowns game. But then the game continued. Sundowns got a set play. I think somehow I ended up whipping a very, very beautiful cross. And then Cubido was there. It bounced off of one of the defenders, I think, and then it was an on goal. I think that was the only negative play by Undiandia, because he was supposed to clear that ball, but it bounced off of him and went into the back of the net. So having said that, he redeemed himself, but that, I think that was the only instance where he actually failed to actually clear the ball and found it in the back of the net. Now that was happening. Now, as I was explaining, instance Rezino, Ayande, as defensive players without defensive qualities, but only offensive qualities, that's the weakness Imorumo Gallants that was supposed to actually exploit in the first, especially in the first 30 minutes. They didn't exploit that. Now, should they actually on the get-go wanted to exploit that, they would have gotten something out of this game, but that wasn't to be. It wasn't to be, because from the first minute until the 21st minute, therefore, they were playing too deep. They were too deep. Undondlo Nomaro. They were actually on their own half, trying to defend the Sundowns, as I've said. So it was going to be very, very difficult to actually play on transitional football with them on their own half. So it didn't feel like they were going to hurt the Sundowns. And I was thinking, they need to press the Sundowns, as I've said, but they were not doing that. And the fact that Rezino, Santos, Ayande, defensively they don't give you nothing. That was also here, sitting here, it was something that the coach should have actually picked out, the Imorumo Gallants coach, and actually encourage his players to actually exploit that, but that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. Until the 30th minute, where Ayande delivered that set piece, and then it was a goal. But after that, there were a couple of instances where Sundowns looked very, very dangerous after that goal, with Leon getting a couple of chances. Not only Leon, I think also Matthews, but Arupi was very, very brilliant in making sure that he actually saved those balls to keep the score at 1-0. Fortunately, they got a set piece in Imorumo Gallants, and then they played a set piece, and somehow, because of not having a defensive quality of Santos, Ayande, and Rezino, Santos raised his hand I think he was complaining about a possible offside if that was the case, but he held his hand up high a little too much that when one of Sundowns players had that ball back, I think it was Rezinho, it went back straight to his hand, and then Moromo Kalans got a penalty. Udlolo step up and actually take it in. And from that moment, Imoromo Kalans had hope that they can actually get something off of this game. And they started to press the Sundowns up high and forcing them to make mistakes. And there were so many chances that the Moromo Kalans got from that, which the decision making in front of goal, I think, was was a big problem into them, which let them down. And then the game went to half time with 1-1 draw. Half time. So I'm sitting here, I'm saying, Miguel Cardoso needs to actually address the issue of not having a CDM, because this is going to cost him a game. And also, on the other hand, I'm looking at Moromo Kalans needs to actually, coach needs to emphasize the fact that they have a weakness with Moromo Kalans, because they're pushing their fullbacks up high. There are spaces on the shoulders. If Cupido or No Johannes are stretched, they left to Allende or Orezinho in the middle, which are the players who are not very strong defensively. So they need to attack that and exploit it. Press them up high and force them to make mistakes. There's something that is going to come out of that, and then there's an opportunity that you might hit the center. That's what I was thinking sitting here during the halftime. This is what I think it's halftime talk between the Sundowns and also Moromo Kalans. Now, game continues. Come back the second half. Sundowns 6 off Orezinho. They're bringing in Utebo Khomkwena. What they're doing, they're addressing their weakness, because if they're playing with Allende or Santos or Rezinho, there's a weakness, because defensively they don't give them much, but offensively they're perfect, they're good. They look very good on position of the ball, but off position it was a problem. Now they take out Rezinho, they bring in Umkwena. Now they fixed their mistake. Umkwena is very good defensively, and also offensively is very good. Now Ikeme Sundowns looked balanced, or is going to look balanced. But while doing that, Miguel, okay, before I go to another substitution, the introduction of Utebo Khomkwena stabilizes a game. Then, now, while I was actually applauding his tactical change, that was good, he also then introduced Usaleng for Umtunyelwa, and then Urenas for Brian Liol. And I was like, he's taking on a defender, he's putting in an attacking player. That's a tactical change, so that means he needs to put more pressure offensively against Imoromo Kalans, maybe trying to force them not to actually think about going forward, but be mindful of their defense, because now he's putting Saleng, adding more pressure. Now up front there is Matthews, there is Usales, there is this guy Ikram Renas, and also Usantos, followed by Alain de Close. Now there's so many attacking players. Umundo Kadima Lapaya Utebo Khomkwena, who also support them defensively, because now Seselu Pasadine or Johannes no QB. I'm like, this could prove dangerous, because now he's playing with 3 defenders and there's spaces on the shoulders. Again, Imoromo Kalans has a chance to actually exploit those spaces, because Jobesep defenders are 3, the spaces are selling over. Umabuza non-drove, they need to exploit Laoma spaces and making sure that they run in behind the defense and whipping those crosses and try to hurt them. I'm sitting here looking at the fact that though they introduce Umkwena, but the fact that they have 3 defenders, it means Umkwena needs to actually very tactical to ensure that he gives assist out of position. If they are out of position defensively, he needs to be there to make sure that he keeps them balanced, he keeps them on shape, he keeps them defensive line and Sundowns on shape. I'm sitting here thinking about that. But somehow, Sundowns connect passes, very beautiful passes, inter passes from this player to that player. They find Usaleng find Ikram Renas find Utebo Khomkwena, boom. It's a goal, 2 goals to 1. 2-1. But before they scored that goal, ukunene noMondlovu, but I think ukunene got the ball. They were on attack before Sundowns scored. They were on attack. Ukunene got the ball showboated, and he lost position to Tebogo Mokoena, who played a forward pass, and that forward pass resulted into a goal. That was scored also by Tebogo Mokoena because he didn't just play a forward pass, but he also followed through with those late entries into the box, and then they passed him the ball. He smashed it into the back of the net. 2-1. Sundowns, Moromo Gallants didn't sit back at that because it was an end-to-end type of a game, a very, very beautiful game. They continued to come back and try to find a goal. But they got a golden opportunity from the shoulders of the defense. Untiantia find the ball there and whipping a cross, and then on the other end, and then he wasted that opportunity. It was a wasted opportunity. But they took out Ukekana, they took out Salas, they put in Ukekana to try and balance their defense because they were playing with 3 in the back. Now they're pushing Ukyubiro, and Minu Johannes down as a fullback, and then central pairing now Ukyubiro, Nokekana, who has come on, and also Upasadin. Now that actually put back Tebogo Mokoena in his original role as a number 6, as a CDM. He's protecting this defense. But because Johannes, that's not his natural position, I thought also Moromo Gallants still have a chance to exploit that space and actually get a goal. They had a good ball rotation, Untlondo got the free kick, and then they played that free kick, but they failed to actually convert from that free kick. And then from the side, Ukadoso called for patience. Remember the Sundowns called for patience and said they need to keep the ball, because Moromo Gallants was coming to them hard and very aggressive, and you could see anytime they would score a goal, they take out Matthews and bring in Umshish. On the other hand, Coach Moromo Gallants take out Tukunene, take out Tumanaka, brought on Udludlu Nontlap. Now, high press ebeyenziwa manje Moromo Gallants, that was forcing Emmanuel Sundowns to make mistakes, was no longer there. Sundowns was free now to play from the back and actually connect those passes, and I was like, now that is a mistake. They are going to get hurt. Now that a coach's mistake. There was no high pressing. Sundowns now was free to play from the back, and when you let Sundowns do that, they are going to hurt you. Basically they dropped the game in Moromo Gallants tremendously. They brought it down so bad. Umaru out, Ustole in, still there was no change. Mtoto got a golden opportunity in the 18 area, in one-on-one to Ronald Williams, and he put it on he missed, basically wasted opportunity again. Again, on to find another opportunity, he scored. It's an offside call, which I don't think it was an offside call. But out of the blue, in the 92nd minute, there was a good interpassing from Sundowns players, and then somehow they found Tebogo Mokoena again. Wavela shaya enye volley mfana evele yaphukela enhliziyweni. Yabona nje ngebhakaniya leyana poethi ithi wohlo phakathi enhliziyweni. So yabona bafowethu, ngihate kuyimanje, ngihate ile la volley yaTebogo Mokoena, ngihate leya volley yaMokoena. Njengamanje mina njengebhakaniya ngihate because uyishaye as if ugcwalisela thina amabhakaniya ukuthi ithina uMakonya la iDowns. And then Sundowns buried that game from that moment. So there was no way Moromo Gallants was going to come back into the game. Tebogo Mokoena came in and just bring a man of the match performances and grape Ilokunani praise. And that's how Sundowns won the game. But I think also coach Marumo Gallants by taking out Manaka non-Ndlovu and putting in Ndlovu non-Tlapo, I think that's where he actually dissect on the game. Congratulations, Thomas and Dawana. You guys deserve it. You fought very, very hard for it, and you deserve it. I'm hoping that as they are going to Mali, they are going to have a fantastic game. Good luck, Thomas Sandawana. You guys deserve it. Thank you. This is Nevertheless Commentaries. I'm your host, Sipon of Sewan Sports and in net. If you are new to this channel, please smash that sub and also tell me what you think on the comment section. Thank you.